Gym Purple Cobras led by White Goodman, all business. We haven't seen Average Joe's.
What are you?
An idiot sandwich.
Idiot sandwich what?
An idiot sandwich.
Get out of my goddamn classroom before I break my foot off in your ass. Insubordinate and churlish.
Noor got an upgrade.
Be like Noor and start a new chapter with the Back to School collection from Home Center.
Oh, hi. Thanks for checking in. I'm still a piece of garbage.
Look at this graph.
Do you ever have deja vu, Mrs. Lancaster?
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the CC Zone. I am your host, Redacted, joined by my wonderful co-host, Daedream, who's filling in for our man, Mr. Brankles, while he's just recovering. Get well soon. And we have quite a array of guests with us tonight. We are joined by Bubble, the ADC for IDE Eclipse, Arkon, the top laner for Horizon Gaming, and loveme, the X support for Love Stage, now also CCS caster. Daedream, how are you doing tonight before we discuss Thursday Plat with our array of guests?
Dude, I'm chilling. I just ordered sushi, so I'm like in a really good mood. Like this is definitely like the highlight of my day. The sushi, not the podcast. Y'all suck.
What? Hey, not me though. You told me I was elite before we went live.
I did. That is true.
Thank you. But our guests though, that's a little bit of flame to them. I don't know if they're gonna just sit there and take that. I know Kyle, you and Kyle have definitely had some barbs I've seen in Discord already, so we'll definitely get into that. But our topic at hand is Thursday Plat, which, to a lot of people in the league, some would say is the weaker conference of the Plat League here in the CCS. So let's just get right into that. Bubble, what do you have to say about that? We'll start with you.
Keep it a buck with you guys. I don't want to come out here and lie to try to defend Thursday's honor compared to Wednesday's. Because honestly, I do think Wednesday's the better group. Just judging by the teams that I've played so far, I'm going to be real. But I do think Wednesday's the better group. They have the better teams. But it really doesn't matter because anyone from our group's only going to play one team from Wednesday, and that would be in the finals. So it doesn't make much difference to me if my way to finals is easy or hard. Honestly, easy is less work for me, so I'll take it. But that's basically my view.
You LeBron like in the Eastern Conference.
Oh yeah, 100%. Wednesday is much tougher than Thursday. That's my honest opinion on it, though.
Arkon, what do you think about that? Thoughts on the Wednesday versus Thursday beef?
I definitely think Wednesday is more top heavy than Thursday. Honestly, I think is how I would look at it. Like, I think for example, I think Group D and Group C are both like relatively close, but I think there's just a big difference between the three.
Okay.
Teams.
Yeah, I think we're having a little bit of a mic issue.
Just as a reminder, they are in Cancun, so.
Gotcha. Yeah, Arkon.
Wait, I thought Arkon was in Miami. I'm so confused. Okay.
No, he's bored in Cancun, but we'll come back to Arkon while we sort out those mic issues. But loveme, you are the X support for Love Stage. What do you have to say about the conferences and the differences and whatnot?
I would say before my departure from Love Stage, Wednesdays were definitely the best. And even with all the hype that Brankles has given Reign of Kings, I still think that most of the top teams, if not even fourth up in Thursday or in Wednesdays could actually beat anybody in the top 3 in Wednesdays and Thursdays. Anybody in the top 3 from Wednesdays can beat anybody in the top 3 on Thursdays. Like, I think that the matchup is just too good for every single one of these teams. And anybody below 3rd on Thursdays, I mean, good luck against any of the teams on Wednesday.
Man, that's kind of tough. I mean, I feel like y'all are defending what everyone else is already saying about y'all, you know, but I mean, to each his own, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if you say so. I know
Yeah.
Daedream definitely has some stuff she wants to get off her chest, so I'm gonna go ahead and pass the mic to her real quick.
Well, on the topic of Wednesday versus Thursday, if we looked at the preseason rankings, I had like a little statistics section at the bottom, and it said that
I remember that.
it did say that Wednesday was better than Thursday. So am I right? Yes. That's it. That's the whole sentence. But even still, acknowledging, I think Bubster made a really good point that no matter which conference is stronger or weaker, at the end of the day, there's only one Thursday team is going to play one Wednesday team. Bubster believes that it is going to be IDE Eclipse versus the Wednesday team. I'm sure, two of you might have contrasting opinions. We'll get into more Thursday stuff in a second, but going on that point of finals, you two, specifically Bubster and Arkon. I know Kyle's not playing, so it might be a less relevant question, but who do you, as of now, expect to see, as your opponents on the final side of the bracket, on that one Wednesday team that you're gonna play? Who do you think is, granted it's only 3 weeks in, but who's looking like early contenders?
Well, to be honest, I think you know where I'm gonna head here with this answer. It's obviously gonna be ID Frozen. It's gonna be the
On stream?
Is he muted on stream? Oh, he's
Oh, okay, they're lying to me. They're trolling me. I'm sorry.
redacted a hater for real.
yo yo yo. Can you hear that?
Chat, you're liars.
The chat saying he was muted, but apparently not. You did mute him. You muted his whole diatribe. Oh my god, bro.
All right, Bubbles, we're gonna get a take 2 of that with more bravado. I want to
want me to
hear
go
the
back
passion.
on that?
Yeah, I want to hear the
Yeah.
passion in your voice. Tell them
Yeah,
exactly how dog shit they are.
Yeah, production did have the right audio source, so we're
All
gonna run
right.
that back for you, Bubbles. I'm sorry.
All right, sounds
It's my
good.
bad.
So, what team am I expecting to face from Wednesday group? It is going to be now. This is a guarantee. You can quote me on this. This is a 100% guarantee, hands down. ID Frozen will be there, and if they aren't there, we're kicking them out of ID. It's as simple as that. That nothing else would be tolerated. They will be there. All right, and the only other team, in my opinion, that can even come close is that dog team over there. But honestly, I just don't see it happening. It's going to be ID Frozen. The rest of Thursday's Moonstone's not making it, certainly. Like, literally, no other team. Glacial, please. It's going to be ID Frozen versus Dog in the Wednesday finals. It's going to be a 4 or 5 game series, but at the end of the day, Watercat's going to carry it. Dallas is going to perform despite something as an anchor. You all know what I know, what I'm saying here. And the rest of it, they're just going to win. It might be a little. They're gonna win in spite of something. But he is a friend of mine, so I can't really say it. You're a great player, buddy. Trust me. Everyone loves you, SoCart. You're awesome. But they're gonna win it. It's gonna be ID Frozen versus ID Eclipse. ID finals. Simple as that.
Okay. All right. Arkon, what are your thoughts on Bubble and him proclaiming this ID Eclipse run through the Thursday league? Like, I don't want to focus too much on Wednesday because this is about Thursday. So, like, what do you think about that? We'll see if your mic's working for us too, by the way.
Well, I think compared to every other team so far this year in the CCS, I think IDE has really had, ID in general has had just a great start. I think winning lock-in, although there were some heavy hitters who didn't actually show up, I think they performed really well. I mean, best of one tournament, hard to get a lot. They really haven't dropped a game since. I think they're going to be competitive. But in terms of who I think I want to play in the Wednesday finals, I think in the overall finals, I think the answer is definitely Dog Omega.
Okay.
Dojo's has been talking so much in the Discord for so long.
It just, really put a smile on your face if you guys, obviously beat them and then get to trash talk them. But, before you can even do that, we have to be real. Horizon is kind of shaky right now. So what are how's the team environment so far compared to last season? Because, I mean, I feel like right now the storyline is a little bit similar, but not as much because last season you guys were pretty stable, but it was the Gregorio situation. Now this season it's just a little, just like you guys are still trying to find your footing. I know you're a sub for them right now, so you want to speak a little bit about that?
Yeah, I think this roster came together. We were having some roster struggles. We had a really good mid laner we were excited about playing with. We didn't get a chance to, which forced Bravo to move into the mid lane, which is a role he hasn't played before. So he's really getting adjusted to the role, but I think he's learning really quickly. He has some collegiate mid laners he's working with, so I think he's really on a great track there. But overall, I think if you look at our strength of schedule, we've played the number 1 and number 2 team in our division so far, and I think the ID Eclipse game was a stiff breeze away, game 1 from going Horizon's way, and I think that Bravo's scaling up really quickly, and Greg, it's all working well, and I think we have a new top laner, a random guy. He's an import from Miami coming in this weekend, so I'm really excited to see how this guy will turn out.
Very interesting. I, got a few glimpses into Horizon Gaming's early struggle. I know I have written at length about how you guys lost to my gold AD carry. That was, I don't want to say embarrassing, but I think it's funny, so I'm going to say embarrassing. But you did mention strength of schedule as, big factor, which is fair. You guys played against ID Eclipse. ID Eclipse is pretty good team. Heard their AD carry is pretty bad though. I'm trying to figure out who you guys played the week after. Oh, yeah, you guys got 2-0'd by that Goldfish roster. That was unfortunate as well. But those are, 2 of the hard hitters in your group. Just looking through the schedule, this week Horizon plays Return of the Middle Sticks. Next week you guys play Titan Gaming Hyperion, or they changed their name to something
Titan
stupid.
Gaming Hyperion, that's
correct. But I just know them as Dragonclaw Cloud. These 2 teams are, I think public perception is generally that they're sort of middle of the pack teams. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. Spoiler alert, I'm not. What do you think, if you think Horizon Gaming's gonna be, challenging for the crown, reaching the same glory as they did last split, you guys, do you think you'll be able to take down these opponents, these sort of middle of the pack teams?
And Bubbles, you can give your thoughts on that too after he's done.
Well, I think that sometimes it's helpful to have a mentality where it's like, when you're power ranked 32nd at the start of the split, you can't really go down on anyone's power rankings, no matter what you do. So there's a lot of room for positive improvement there. And I think that we've been scrimming hard. We've been working, and I think that you can really tell improvements in scrims. And I think that these are two middle of the pack teams, Glacial Charm and Middle Six. So I think if we want to make it to playoffs, these are going to be the games that decide it at the end of the day. And I think they're both doable if the team shows up on the day. So I'm excited. I think they'll be a great series to watch.
But your thoughts on one of your Thursday conference opponents, though? What do you think about how Horizon will fare against these teams in the coming weeks? Or, I mean, you like they said, you guys beat them already 2-0, so you already played against them and you've seen how they play. Do you think they have a chance?
Well, I don't want to be disrespectful here.
No, please do.
Arkon,
Please do.
Arkon,
100%.
you sound like a really nice dude. You do. I bet everyone on your team, great group of guys. But when it comes to being on the Rift as a 5-person unit, yes, the first game against IDE Eclipse, it was close until 20 minutes, and we aced you at Dragon and then got Baron and then steamrolled a 10k gold lead in 6 minutes of the game. And the second game, I don't know what happened. I personally think Gregorio rage quit the second game because he said his power turned off, and then everyone in the Horizon call left like 1 minute, and they said they weren't coming back. So we won that game in 60 minutes. Do I think you guys can beat these teams? Honestly, my opinion, I don't know. What I saw on the Rift, it was not the best product. If you guys do end up beating them, I will have to apologize because right now I think Return of the Middle Six is going to 2-0 you. And Titan Gaming Hyperon, I don't think they're that good. But if you beat them, it'd be great for content. But I honestly don't think, I don't want to sound disrespectful and be mean, but I think Horizon's looking at...
You just said they're not going to do good. What do you mean?
They're not going to do good. They're not. They're going to lose. They're going to lose. I don't want to... It's just, he's sitting right here across from me. They're not going to win. I'm sorry. Horizon's not going to win. They're lucky to win another game this entire split. I'd ask Flay for a refund personally.
I wanna follow.
I've already spoken with him. Don't worry. He informed me there's a strict refund policy.
I wanna follow up on that though, since we got a little bit of we're in the mood to trash talk. So I want to talk about your game versus Horizon Gaming. Horizon Gaming's AD, I point out in my power rankings, is known for picking champions that one might not consider meta or good. Specifically the Nico AD. Definitely, there's a lot of like unique players in the CCS, and that's what I like about leagues. Everyone comes onto the Rift with their own style, but having laned against this dude, what are your thoughts on specifically the bot lane of Horizon Gaming?
Honestly, another thing in our series, I was playing on 95 ping. And it was laggy, and I think their bot lane.
Why were you playing on 95 ping?
I don't know. My internet was bad for like a couple days. And I was like 60 ping above normal. It felt terrible. And even like the first game, they 2v2'd us bot, but it's because I didn't flash Gale Force or dash on Lucian to avoid a Leona ult because my ping was so bad. And the second game, he played Kog'Maw for some reason, and we were up like 50 CS like at 8 minutes into the game. Honestly, their bot lane, I think it's probably we've only played 2 games because Return of the Middle Sticks is ducking us over every single game, making us reschedule over and over again. But I think their ADC's all right. Their support's kind of meh. It kind of felt like we were controlling the entire laning phase. I don't think they're the best bot lane in the world. Probably like at best mid-tier bot lane in CCS Thursday. That's just my opinion.
Oh, that's pretty valid. I don't want to forget that we do have a third guest here. So Mr. Loveme, aka Kyle Season, and we didn't forget about you. So let's talk about it. Oh damn! Well, I didn't.
I'm kidding, Kyle.
I know, like you did play on Love Stage, which is a Wednesday team, but you are a caster. So I view you as a caster now, not as a player, which is why you're here on today's podcast. But I do want to talk about a little bit about why you are now basically a full-time CCS caster. So do you think you could give us a little bit of insight about that?
Because
you cast Thursdays too. So
yeah, because I noticed that the CCS group of casters was not too great. So I decided to come in and help out a little bit. And it seems like I've done my job because now people are actually tuning into CCS2 like every week, and we're destroying whoever's on the other side of the broadcast on CCS1.
So you trying to say you better than me?
Everyone is
That's what you're
taking
saying.
shots here. I love it.
That's what you're saying. Hey,
Absolute content.
we wanted controversy.
Yo, Kyle,
Oh my God,
I don't know you from Jack or Jill, bro. And you just literally came on my podcast and told me you're gonna shit on me. Like, you're shitting on me.
Listen,
That's how you feel?
I got asked to do this, and I'm following up on that. I was requested to do it, but in all seriousness, everybody on the CCS cast is actually pretty good for considering that Flay is broke. So we're all pretty good, and I was enjoying watching the casts. I didn't really want to play anymore because I already had a lot of time commitment into something else. So I decided that watching and playing the game, or watching is a lot more fun. Casting the game is a lot more fun than playing the game. So
no, I can agree with that for sure. I thought you were gonna give me some more juicier content, saying like, yeah, you guys just blew up the roster. And
Love Stage sucks. Ever since they became nameless Love Stage, they suck dick. I know this for a fact because they lost to a gold team in scrims last night.
All right, I wasn't going to bring that up.
That to you?
No, I wasn't going to bring that up, but I'm glad you did. Actually, no, I'm not glad you did. Let's talk about Thursday teams. All right, Kyle, as an observer, obviously Arkon and Bubble, they're a bit, inherently biased.
A little bit.
As they're on Thursday teams. We're just gonna look at their group for a second.
Wait, Kyle, didn't you cast that Thursday their game?
Who?
The Horizon IDE Eclipse game? Week 2?
No.
It was on CCS too.
No?
Oh, okay. My fault, Deacon. Sorry.
Right.
I was gonna.
Yeah. All right, Kyle. Looking, just at, because they're both in the same group, so that's obviously why they played against each other. Looking at that Group D, just 8 teams. If you can pull that up in front of you.
Got it.
Just looking at that group, not the one with the good teams in Thursday, but that group. I just want you to give me power rankings 1 to 8. Just, what do we got here, Kyle?
1 to 8. Okay.
1 to 8.
You're really putting.
Go from worst to best. I'm putting you on the spot. Yes, this is in fact the
you're
point.
really putting me on the spot, but obviously TVD has to be at the lowest. They are so bad. It's kind of crazy to me. I haven't even watched any of their games, but I can just tell by the rankings that they're pretty trash, especially for who they've lost to. After TBD, God, it's difficult to rank these teams as far as this group goes, but after TBD, I do have to go with Horizon. I mean, Horizon had a horrendous start to the split. They kind of made the comeback with their win, but it's still it's kind of a formality. Then I have Banditos. I don't have any opinions on them. The middle of the pack teams are kind of boring besides Dorado New. I think you could literally go from 3 to 5 and all those teams are the same. Like any of those teams can end up in playoffs. They could not make it in the playoffs. The biggest one that I want to make fun of is Dorado Gaming New, because they're supposed to be one of the better teams in this group, and they're completely shitting the bed as far as I'm concerned. Dropping a single series in this entire group is kind of a shame for them. Personally, I thought that Zypher was going to be a little bit better, but this guy is absolutely sped and just doesn't understand the game, I guess. So, I'm very not excited to watch him play. I do like Titan Gaming. I think that their top laner is pretty poggers. We did see how badly he violated Matt G on Rengar, so that was pretty exciting. I think that
was that top laner?
Yep.
Oh my God, that was beautiful.
DC Abandon is the summoner name.
He loves to pick these hard carry top laners that try to win lane, and if he loses lane, lose game. Automatically, this guy's out of the game completely. But if he wins lane, it looks really good. And then obviously, I'm a little biased here too, so I'm going to put Goldfish up at that number 2 spot, and then I have to put Eclipse up at top because they've just looked the best at the moment.
We did forget about Glacial Charm, Kyle.
I said that team's irrelevant.
Oh, they're okay. That's almost harsher. That's almost harsher.
For Banditos. Okay, think about it. It's a lot more fun to talk about the worst team in the league and then completely skip over who the most insignificant team is in the league.
Okay. we talked about teams a bit, but like let's talk about players now. And Arkon, Bubble, let's get into your role specifically, right? So who are some of the worst top laners you think you've seen Arkon so far in your conference? And same for Bubble as an AD. Bubble, you can go first, and then we'll follow with Arkon.
All right, so I've only gotten to play 2 games, like I said, because Return of the Middle Sticks is trying to reschedule us to hell to wear us
Again?
out. I think, yeah, again, we're supposed to play Friday. Now they want to push it back another week. Anyway, so of the 2 ADCs I've played, honestly, I don't even remember a single thing from either of them besides the Yasuo pick. That is literally it. So Horizon's ADC. But the thing is with me, as the, I guess you could say, self-proclaimed, even though it will be known by all at the end of the split, I'm the best ADC in this league. I don't think it's close. And every single other
Wait, you
ADC
talking about
besides
when you
3
say
or
best in this
4,
league, you mean Thursday or you mean the entire
all of
Plat?
it, the entire thing.
So you're
I am
better
the
than
best.
Joker.
Oh, no doubt, I'm better than Joker.
Okay.
I will gap him again in the finals if he
Are you better
makes
than
it, which he
Daedream?
won't.
I know she's not in this league, but you better than Daedream?
Last time I played Daedream and PRL, I won. That's all I'm gonna say about
You
that.
won. Remember, what was I, 8-0?
7K gold lead.
What was I?
Get me
What was I,
7K
8-0?
gold lead.
What was I?
What
By the way, that was my first time misfortune. I absolutely dumpstered you in lane. That was kind of embarrassing, I'm not gonna lie.
Lost our 7K gold lead. I don't know about that.
If you
all I know
want,
is I win.
if you want a hot take, I think Dirt actually clears. Not gonna lie, unironically, I think Dirt clears.
Wait, clears Bubble or clears every
Clears
ADC
Bubble.
on Thursday?
Oh,
He's talking about
Dirt.
Dirt 2-1-2.
Yeah,
Goldfish
2-1-2.
Gaming's AD.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think
Oh,
he
well, we'll
clears.
see about that in a couple weeks. That's all I gotta say about that.
Okay, what about you, Arkon? Who do you who hasn't impressed you so far in Thursday top laners? Have you played much? Like that's not me trying to play, because I know you're a sub, so.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't actually played a game yet so far, so I'm hopeful that I'll just play one game this split at least. But I think I've seen a fair amount, at least judging from the same as you analysts. So I think Abandon has probably looked like the best top laner in the group so far. I think anyone really contesting that is kind of wrong. Matt G top lane is interesting. I think he's his like. I mean, I don't think he was the best mid laner last split. Frankly, I think Kaiser kind of.
He was third best. He was third best. It was Kami, Kaiser, and then Matt.
But he was the best third best mid laner on Thursday in spring is kind of like, I guess, sure.
I mean, when you look at the rest,
I think he was, let's call him a culture fit for Goldfish. I don't. I think I don't think he's shown much in the GP. I don't think either's looked good. And I think both those champions are going to be nerfed pretty soon. And I think the first thing you do when you roll swap is that you pick up a few champions and you play a lot of them. So I think seeing what he's willing to pick up else other than that is going to be interesting as time goes on.
I have a bit of a follow up there. I know we mentioned DC Abandon as one of the star top laners, and DC Abandon, aka Matthew Jesus' father, is obviously, up there. I do want to bring attention to a top laner that has at least proven already that they can take DC Abandon. Not like it was a close series, but I don't know if you watched him play, but I want to hear your opinions on Dorado Gaming new Martial Arts for Y, the Renekton Enjoyer.
I mean, he's famous in the CCS. I think. I mean, he played season 0 actually. He didn't play last split, if I understand correctly.
Yes, that's correct.
Right. I think he was second team. He was first team alt pro season 0. So he has a lot of insane CCS pedigree coming back with Dorado, and I think with top laners, frankly, I think it's really difficult to judge how a game goes just based off scoreline at the end of the game. A lot of other just things, because I think it's a lot about draft priority. I'd say top lane is the role most dependent on draft priority and what you're actually trying to build around. Like, I think if you look at Peanut in a vacuum from last split, just based on KDA, you're like, oh man, this Peanut guy, he's like mediocre. He doesn't ever build CS leads in lane. Like I gapped him 30, 40 CS every lane, and it just didn't matter. Like, I could not affect the game because the way that man plays the game, because he's like really great at minimizing losses. He knows he drafts things. He just drafts Singed and Mundo and does fine, which in a top laner is really what you're looking for. And I think that I haven't seen a lot of Marshall, but if he's willing to play Renekton into every single matchup, and then it works for him, and then the jungle, if he gets good jungle support, yeah, I think you can make anything work in top lane as long as you're flexible, willing to blind things.
All right, it's a very insightful top lane talk. Top lane scares me, so I don't like go anywhere near that role. But like, I'm glad that there are people that are different enough to deal with that.
They're masochists because we all
That's
know
the
top
word.
lane.
I forgot
Yes,
what the word was. Thank you, Redacted.
they are
Absolutely coming in clutch
masochists.
there.
No problem.
You know, I saw as well in Twitch chat to talk about the other Thursday group, which is what I was going to, you know, go for next. So thank you, Zoel. I'm gonna call it the Good Thursday group, just to piss you guys off. But I think, I don't know how much you guys have looked at the other Thursday group. Obviously, you guys won't be playing against them in the regular season, but come playoffs, those I believe are going to be mixed from round 1, right?
I believe so. I would have to double check the rule book, but I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
Because otherwise, that's boring, right? That's boring playoff.
I know in Group C of Thursday, there's generally 3 names that are thrown around. Dorado Gaming Gamma, you know, has a lot of players that are sort of known in the Plat scene. You know, Dog Hasm, Carino, D Holy, former champions, good pedigree on them. And also Glaive Fingus, formerly DNX, if you remember the CCS. That roster, you know, Panzora's CCS Wednesday MVP, Xernian, you know, Star Captain, and then these Reign of Kings guys who, you know, Brankles has
They've got the
given
Brankles
them.
buff.
Yeah, they actually have Brankles buff, which is insane. I've watched over some of their games because, you know, I had to see what the hype was about, and I'm not convinced. I think they're like really good, but you know, it's still short sample size. You know, I'm always going to be wary, you know, personally seeing, you know, new names, but you know, as so far they're, you know, they're 3-0, they're undefeated. They took Gamma to the doghouse. You know, make sure Gamma stocked up on extra glue after Zen left or something. But what are your thoughts on the teams in Group C that you guys are going to be facing in playoffs, or you might be facing in playoffs for some of you?
I don't know. I just want to say that I hope Brankles gets better, but I just say Horizon was the Brankles team last year, and we took that buff all the way to playoffs. It got us within striking distance, and I think Reign of Kings do the same. I think they've got the luck. I did see that copy pasta about them not scrimming, and that has me nervous. I will admit that has me nervous, but I'm willing to they're going to. I was frankly shocked, but I think the other big talk about
Their average age is, they have an average age of like 30, by the way. They're all like old ass millennials. Well, I can
Hey,
say that 'cause I'm an old ass millennial too.
if anyone of like Reign of Kings is watching, someone please explain to me what a 401k is.
We're not gonna do that right now. You about to get me on my
No,
soapbox.
just like eventually, okay? Like DM me later, please.
I will put you on.
Alright, sorry, continue.
I mean, the other big story to me, I think, is I am surprised that this Glaive Bingus team is not doing better. I'm going to be honest. I thought that Panzora could carry a dead squirrel to a CCS finals at this point. Like, winning Aegis last year with that team, or this year with that team with VBU, wow.
Are you putting disrespect on my man Islamic Samurai?
I am not disrespecting Islam. We scrimmed with Islamic. We thought
Oh
he's
no.
yeah. We Islamic tried out for us. Nothing but respect for Islamic. I just think that APF the competition. I think showing that. Then I think that takes a lot of skill. I think that even losing with Panzora, something is going terribly wrong.
I wouldn't sound the, I mean, personally, I wouldn't sound the alarm bells too much. They are still 2-1. They had a admittedly pretty bad loss to Dorado Gamma. I think we've lost Redacted somewhere. Hopefully he'll be back soon enough. But yeah,
I'm back. Can y'all hear me?
I did
Yeah.
cast those games, by the way. I was the caster for those games.
All right. Well, if you were the caster for the games, Kyle, tell me what happened because I didn't watch that.
Carino gap, actually. Carino played insanely well as a Phil mid laner. His LeBlanc was Smurf-like, and it almost looked unmatchable. And then you had, at the same time, you had SWBF, who subbed in for Carino at ADC. And then you had D Holy also come in for one game, and then X-Ventine. So they literally had like so many different players in so many different roles. But I will say that it was just Carino and bot gap. It doesn't matter what Panzora does if his bot lane just loses and his mid laner is just not as good as a Phil AD carry or a Phil mid laner. So I don't know. It was just it looked really good. They picked Nautilus twice, Gamma did, and it almost seemed like Glaive didn't know what to do against it. So I don't know.
Thank you for the analysis, Kyle.
Yep.
And speaking on these Thursday teams, the schedule, though not on the master sheet yet, hasn't been updated. But the schedule for currently games that may be streaming, barring none of y'all reschedule y'all games. We have Reign of Kings versus Dreadnought Tempest and IDE Clips against Titan Gaming. Loveme, you'll be casting that one, as you're aware. So my thoughts on my question for y'all is, this is for all, I guess. Daedream, you too. Who do you think wins, and what do you think the scoreline is going to be, and why? We'll start with Bubble. So you can start with Reign of Kings versus Dreadnought and score, and then your game versus Titan Gaming.
All right, so Reign of Kings versus Dreadnought. So my hot take of this season basically is that Reign of Kings is the biggest poser team in the league. They've gone to 3 games every single series they've played. I think they're going to win, but they're going to go to 3 games again because they're not good enough to beat a team in 2. That's just that. So Reign of Kings is going to 2-1 them.
Trash talk that they use the first game to like figure out their comp because they don't practice or anything like that.
Dude, that's an excuse. Oh, dude, I hate that. They use
Weren't
the
you
first
just talking
game to
about
figure
your
the
ping?
comp. That's ping. That's an actual mechanical. That is a mechanical detriment. They just have a mental detriment if they can't figure out their comp. That's just that. So Reign of Kings is good too, because Dreadnought Tempest is really bad. But if we come over to IDE Clips versus Titan Gaming,
you hear that draw in his voice, Daedream? He about to talk some shit.
You know, I'm just saying, why even stream this game? It's gonna be 0 content. It's gonna be IDE clips, just literally slaughtering them. It's literally not even worth being streamed. Honestly, as a CCS Twitch viewer myself, I just want you guys to stream another game. Maybe like another team will have better content because it's just gonna be 2-0, 2 25-minute games, 28-minute max, and it's just gonna be a short night and a boring stream. So honestly, just stream another game.
Wait. So do you think your combined series time will be faster than Chelsea's series time against Jasmine Dragon? I don't know if you know about that. It was a combined series time of about 41 minutes, basically. Do you think you'll beat that? I think that's the fastest series.
I think we beat that last week against Horizon because they had that AFK and we won a game in 16 minutes. So that might be close. I'm not sure though. But no, I don't think we'll beat the combined series because 41 minutes, that is very short. That's like 2 20-minute stomps. They'll make one game semi-interesting, but it's going to be a 2-0 stomp no matter what. I'd say like 48 minutes combined, maybe 49, 50, somewhere around that range.
How are we going to do CB Starlight without Goat BM dirty like that? Redacted. We're gonna have a word. I'm gonna get back on the Rift and I'm going to absolutely destroy you like I did in that in-house, okay? I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear none of this.
About Diamond. We can talk about Diamond next week, and maybe you'll be a guest. But moving on to Arkon, your thoughts on next week's games and everything like that. Stream matches at least, barring any reschedules.
Yeah, no, I think one of these matches is going to be really interesting. I think if Reign of Kings can beat Dog Gamma, I don't think, given Dreadnoughts. Sorry.
Is that your doorbell?
My grandfather has a grandfather clock, which is the noise
Y'all got the grandfather clock. Y'all got Stranger Things up in there. You better be careful. Watch out for Vecna, man.
I too got that reference. I did it.
But yeah, frankly, I think Reign of Kings. I don't think Dreadzone has won a game yet. I may be mistaken. So I think this is.
They not. I'm about to look that up right now.
Yeah,
Someone
So I've been looking at like all the groups since I've been like updating my full team power rankings, and Group C, it's really, really, really weird because I delineated like the three quote unquote good teams, which I'm just gonna say like Reign of Kings, Gamma, Glaive, Bingus, and then everything else, like the other five, get really, really weird because there's a lot of like roster shuffles too. Gamma absolutely yeeted Team Ambition Sentinel's support, and then they got 2-0'd by Dreadnought at one point. And then last week, Dreadnought was playing with 2 subs, and then Xflow Pink absolutely washed them. Xflow Pink is 2-1. Good for them. I'm proud of them. You know, they got some drippy merch. If you saw my
I was
article
about to
last
say
week.
that too. Yeah.
And
Oh,
the other,
I got Dreadnought and DZG confused. Sue me. I'm sorry.
yeah, I mean, DZG also is like the O3 teams are kind of weird because they each have like they're not like completely undefeated. You know, they've both taken series to 3 games. Sensei Squad took Reign of Kings to 3 games. DZG also took Reign of Kings to 3 games, which is really weird because Reign of Kings is supposed to be like good, right? So you're not supposed to be like going to 3 games. I mean, maybe if you don't scrim and you need a game to like, I don't know.
Well,
I'm not gonna go on that copium train.
I mean, fun fact about Reign of Kings is that they actually have not 2-0'd at all. They've gone all 2-1s. So
yeah, so like
it's really possible for good teams not to 2-0. You know, Horizon hasn't 2-0'd anyone this way. Team.
No, wait, you 2-0 TBD last week. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
Oh,
what
you
do you
said
mean?
good teams. My fault.
Yeah, we haven't 2-1
My
anyone.
fault.
Sorry. So that's how you can tell who a good team is based on whether you 2-0 someone.
yes, listen. TBD is going to be at the bottom of my 32 power rankings, and the only caption is just going to be, how did you lose to Horizon Gaming? That's it. So, congratulations on not being 32nd, but my condolences then either way.
You know, I remember before we got into the podcast here. This one is going to be more targeted at Mr. Kyle over there, who's on my right side of my camera. Daedream, you were asking him something, or y'all was about to get into it, and I told y'all to save it for the podcast. So can we go back to that?
All right, Kyle, how's Love Stage doing?
Love Stage not doing too great.
Okay, we lost Kyle.
The big scoop on. Okay, sorry, I lagged out. The big scoop on Love Stage is that obviously I left, and also Cade is apparently not able to be their starting jungler. He is going to be their sub jungler. So they're losing their jungler as well as losing their star support. So Love Stage not going too great.
You think you're the star support?
All I'm saying is that I was every team that I've been on in ages, I was on a really bad team, but everybody kept saying that Kyle can carry, and it's the same thing with Love Stage. They haven't won without me.
Yeah, but they replaced it with Islamic, who actually won Aegis. So
Mickey Mouse season, Mickey Mouse split. Let's just be honest. But I mean, moving on from Love Stage, Chelsea has the really exciting thing about her this split that she has lost over 400 LP in solo queue in just a few months.
It has to be more than 400 at this point, right?
Which, I mean, you can't really flame her too much, right? You can only be boosted for so
Dragon
long.
already did.
Listen, I'm gonna hit Masters in TFT, and that's gonna just make up for everything, okay?
True.
Listen,
But,
Dorado Delta and BOL TFT League kind of going crazy. That's all.
I didn't
We're not
get
talking
to,
about Dorado today, damn it.
No, I didn't really get to talk about this Thursday group. This Thursday group real fast. I'll talk about them fast if you don't mind. I think that Gamma is actually the best team in this division.
Didn't I just say we were not talking about Dorado?
But okay, I have to start off with that though. I think that Gamma is the best team in the division. Huh?
No, I was agreeing with you, Kyle. Good work.
Okay, yeah. Gamma is definitely the best team. I think that they had a weird series against Reign of Kings, but like other than that, they've looked like the most dominant team. Glaive Bingus didn't really stand a chance, so I think that that's just going to continue as a trend. And then I actually think people are still sleeping on TA Sentinels. Like even though they haven't really swept they've only swept one series so far against Xflow, but I think that TA Sentinels with Dr. Phil and Chill are still looking pretty decent. And Guifer obviously was rated pretty highly by everybody, so I think that team still has a lot of potential to make it out of this group in the top 3. Reign of Kings is obviously the meme pick right now for number 1 because Brankles loves them very much. But yeah, I think that it's also because a lot of these teams have had a lot of roster issues outside of Amaterasu. I'm sorry, JP, but your team is bad.
Oh no, they've had
Really
roster
bad.
changes. They've
They-
had
Yeah,
roster
they
changes.
they just
They
subbed out
literally just
their
put in a new top.
yeah they
not
put
not until now they did not.
Wait, do we have a new Shadow Z team this split where
Yeah,
they change they have a new roster every game?
I mean, like this. I mean, Nichols was the Shadow Z top laner for most of this. Was it then? No, I'm confused.
no. Nick
Who
Laws
was
was
the?
Sensei Squad. Shadow Z
Yeah,
top laner was
Wasn't that Nats?
It
yeah
was not
Puff,
not a Jackson at one point.
yeah it was not a Jax main who's currently on Dreadnought Tempest. It also was Puffzone's father, Young Nats, who's also on
Young
Dreadnought
Nats.
Tempest. Dude, that's elite for real.
Okay, but real talk, we are at the halfway split of the season. I'm gonna ask this more directed at Horizon, at you, Arkon. But anyone else can feel free to chime in. So you guys are currently what are you? 1 and 2, 2 and 1. Get up here. Yeah, you guys are currently 0 and 2 actually. Oh, unless
We are
0 and
1 and
2,
2.
really?
Sin is 1 and 2.
Oh, it hasn't been updated yet. That's why.
1
Because
and
of
2.
anyway, yeah, I know why it's not updated. Anyway, so you're 1 and 2 currently. Two games won, 4 games lost. We are at the halfway point basically. So depending on how this week goes, do you think if you guys get 0-2'd or if you go 1-2, do you think there could be a roster shakeup? Do you see yourself coming back in as a starter?
Well, I think that given some availability issues, I will probably be starting this week anyways. So
Okay.
I probably won't be starting depending on how I do. If I mess up, then Shivy's back in. I mean, we really respect Shivy was there for all the tryouts. I couldn't start until week 4 at the earliest, so it really wasn't fair for me just to say, yeah, can you just sub in the team for 4 weeks and then I'll take your place. It's not really something you can ask someone to do. And I really respect Shivy. He's a great top laner, but I think that I wouldn't expect roster swaps even if we start doing poorly, just because I think everyone's getting better. There's a lot of room for improvement within this team. Gregorio's 15. So
Yeah, on his way to be an NBA superstar
Yeah.
apparently. Bubble, if you were the coach for Horizon though, and they went 0-2, what would you do with the roster?
I would kick all of them out of the org, and then I would go
Oh
and
my
post
God.
looking for an
Halfway through the
entire
season,
new.
halfway through the split,
I
you're
mean,
kicking everyone off the org.
Redacted. This
I
is
mean,
some level of
that's my meme answer. That's my meme answer. Seriously though, I actually don't believe in kicking people. I really don't like doing it, and I only do it if it's more like a toxicity thing. I think if you go with a team, you should just stick with it for the split, unless there's like obvious issues happening. But on a meme answer, I would just kick them all. But on serious, I would just stick with the same people. And sorry, that team would just be a bad investment with your money. That's all it is.
no, even I would not instigate that far redacted, but I think we do have to wrap up soon. I'm gonna I'm gonna ask just get some final thoughts. Arkon.
Yeah, close us out. Go ahead.
Yeah. We're just gonna one more question for each player. Arkon, you're playing this week, this is your great return to the TCS, but I do have to ask, if you guys end up losing, will you leave the Discord? Yes or no?
I think as before, I think it depends on how badly the loss feels to me in that moment, whether it brings me sadness or not.
Honestly, Arkon, a man of the heart, you have to respect it. I didn't actually have a final question prepared for you, Kyle. Kyle, who's gonna win the CCS?
Let me keep this focused on a Thursday team. I think the team on Thursdays with the highest chance of winning is actually Goldfish.
Goldfish.
Oh, our returning champs, eh?
Yeah, I think
That
that
is a,
that team is
certainly
going to scale. Yeah, it's a hot take, I know, but I think that Dirt and Oreo Murder are actually like the best bot lane in by far in Thursdays. So, I mean, Matt G is still scaling, right? If as long as Matt G continues to do well, we're good. And Mossy just
Boys
hit
rank
D4, so shout out to them.
Yeah, if they put me in for Matt G, they win Thursday.
Oh, poor Matthew
Put me
Jesus. All right, Bubster, I want to go to you. Before we started this podcast, I had a request from you, and I'm here to collect. Bubster, would you like to recite your very famous copy pasta to close us out?
Be my honor. Let me pull it up real quick. Give me 1 second.
Man,
All
about to
right.
pull out the papyrus and shit and get his glasses on.
All right. Holy. I was expecting this league to be hard. But after a easy 3-0 lock and then a stomp of a series tonight, I am really beginning to understand what this league is. It is a fodder league. There always has to be the fodder, the chum that gets eaten by the sharks, and that's exactly how our group is. 16's helping us get money for the prestigious brand of Iridescent Dawn. To be honest, really, this is exactly what the league is. Everyone has been so focused on DOG that they have not realized that IDE has the best 2 teams in this league and everyone else is trash, and I fully expect an ID versus ID finals. So thank you to Flay for putting on this league so we can finally show the world how overrated and garbage DOG is, and teams like Moonstone, especially Moonstone, Hasm and Joker, the only 2 real good dog players. Rest of the teams are putrid. ID is already 2-0 against DOG the split. ID is the new standard for elite teams in this ELO range. You want to be elite? Come try to play for ID.
God damn, that was actually a
Beautiful.
longer copy pasta than it
Beautiful.
was reading.
That was the performance of a lifetime. I don't know if we have Oscars on the show, but if we did, I would give you one. It's gonna be really funny when you guys don't make finals, by the way.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're
'cause
kind
now
of.
someone's definitely gonna clip this. You know that, right?
Oh, I know. I'm digging myself a grave if we don't make finals or even win. Let's be real, but we're gonna win, so I'm not worried about it.
Yeah, and
Right?
hey, there's plenty of opportunity to do so. But you know, we have to close out the show because there's quite a few people that need to get to scrims and hopefully not losing a 40-game series. But thank you all for joining us tonight, and we appreciate it. Next week we'll be covering some more Diamond, and we'll have more guests. Maybe that wonderful person at the top of my screen will be a guest. Who knows? But we'll see. But until next time, just have fun. Games start tomorrow, same time, same place. Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday, of course, same time, same place. This channel, don't miss it. And thank you all for being with us tonight. Have a good one. Peace.